Selling in Color. Really, it's a fun, simple, and profitable way to sell the way your customers want to buy. Number one, for salespeople, when you think of customers, think about your children, think about your spouse, think about your friends, think about your prospects, think about anybody that you need to talk to try and convince them to do something for you or with you. And earlier I said there's a situation I want you to think about in which it didn't quite go so well. I'm going to explain to you maybe why that happened and how you can turn that situation totally around. Also, from a team building standpoint, how many of you are part of a team in your organization, or you're a manager or a leader? But we all know in teams, oftentimes there's drama, gossip, water cooler talk, and things that get in the way of success and productivity. This program also addresses that because it teaches people how to really interact with each other and understand people's styles so that you can have very effective communication in your organizations. But first and foremost, just like anything in life, it's all about your purpose and your why. For me, it's all about my family. This picture here is the very first picture of my family, my wife, daughter, and I. It inspires me every time I see it because it's the very first moment that my life changed forever with having a daughter. Here's my wife, daughter, and I. We went to the Atlantis Resort last year. Had a phenomenal time there. Came back dead broke, but it was worth it. This is my parents. My dad and I were best friends. My mom is a saint. That's my wife had her wedding recently. This picture here is really important because it's a reminder to not take yourself so seriously. And that was in Hawaii. My daughter said, let's just have some fun and take a crazy picture. So every time I feel stressed, every time I feel like overwhelmed, I literally look at that picture and it's just a reminder that it's all good. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. And being successful should be a fun experience. And then you have that picture right there. My daughter, when she graduated from 8th grade last year, and now she's going to be a freshman graduate. And literally in less than a month, she's a star lacrosse player on the Santiago lacrosse team. She made varsity as a freshman, got her varsity letter. Unfortunately, got hurt, but she did really well. That's her making a shot there. And then for those of you who ever have experienced stage fright or you're afraid to do anything in life, last weekend my daughter spoke in front of 4,000 people down in San Diego at my father's annual book program that I told you guys about, and it was phenomenal. And her 9-year-old cousin actually shared hosting duties with her. So if she can do it, you all can do it, all right? So let's get into the program a little bit. And I'm not going to get into my entire career, but there's really two things I really want to share with you that really make me inspired and motivated to teach Selling in Color, to be a business coach. This is a picture when I won Salesperson of the Year at Allergan Pharmaceuticals. And the year before I won, I was 93 out of 98. I was second to last in the country. And the speech is actually on YouTube. I recorded this years ago. And a year later, I won Salesperson of the Year. And you go, how is that possible, right? I had a mindset shift that I talk about in my books, but also I got better at communicating with my customers. I got better at communicating with the prospects and accounts I was talking to, and my sales results increased drastically. The second thing, if you're part of a team, right here, that's when I won Sales Manager of the Year, and it was a phenomenal event. And there were 21 teams. Our team, when I first took over the team, was ranked 20 out of 21. We were second to last in the country. The first year we finished number 2, the second year number 1. And you go, what happened? Well, first I thought it was all about goal setting, right? Just set goals and have a vision. Then I realized that you can set a goal and have a vision, but if you don't know how to effectively communicate with people to inspire them to help you towards your vision, you're not going to get there. And so we actually hired a coach that brought in the Selling in Color program. This is literally 15 years ago. And I kept hiring this person year after year, paying them, not me, the company was paying them, $7,000 a pop to come and train my teams. And every company I went to had extremely high success. And then years later, as luck would have it, I had the ability to obtain the intellectual property for the program Selling in Color. And I immediately scooped it up because I knew the power of it. So when I talk about Selling in Color, it's not just some program that's off the shelf. It's something I personally have lived, and it absolutely is transformative. So let's talk about exactly how it works. I want you to think about a contract that somebody gives you, a proposal, whether it's for a car, an auto loan, a mortgage, and there's 4 different types of personalities in general. And when you see the one that describes you, I want you to kind of just raise your hand, right? So, number 1, you get a contract, and you want to review all of the details. You want the specifics. Anybody that way? Okay, a couple people, like 4 or 5. Let's say that you just want to you're like me, and you get a contract, and you go to the last page because you want to see how much it costs, right? Bottom line type person, right? And then you work backwards, okay? What if you're someone who's thinking about that? I work a lot with Ellie, and Ellie is a high green personality. Ellie is about trust. So if you're about trusting the person first, you got to make sure that you connect with them before you do business, all right? Tim? All right? And what about the 4th? I'm sorry. What about, you're somebody who says, you know what, before you get down to business, you like to have a little fun. You want to get to know them and talk about their family and what they're wearing before you get down to business. Anybody like that?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, both, right? All right, both. So now just imagine that you're communicating with people like this every single day. And one of the reasons why we're not as effective as we could be all the time is because we get into our own style. I am literally like this most of the time in business. Now, my personal life, I'm more there. Have a good time, no big deal. But in business, I'm like, bottom line, get to the bottom line. But if I'm talking to somebody who is analytical, and I want to get them to the price, but they want you to explain the process, guess what? You're going to lose that sale before you even start. And so when you think about your own situations, whether it's in your law firm, or at the chiropractic office with patients that come in, or at the car shop, anywhere, every single person in this room can benefit from learning how to effectively communicate with the different personality types. When you think about your recent issue that you had with somebody that the communication didn't go so well, can you start to see, just in this little 5-minute talk, that understanding this about people can really make a difference? And you all see that, okay?
Absolutely.
So now there's a few things that you have to know about how to do that. There's ways to read people very quickly. This is not one of those programs you have to sit in a class for, a month to get it. Literally in a couple of hours, you can get this very, very quickly. I'll teach you how to read somebody's body language, verbal clues, past experience, good day versus bad day, because we all know that sometimes we wake up in the morning and we had a great evening last night, and you get up in the morning, everything's great, you go to work and you're happy. But let's say something went poor last night. Say your daughter tore her ACL, right? And you're kind of in a bad mood because you're like, man, that sucks. But then you have to go off to work, you have to talk to people, you have to be with your team, and that affects your effectiveness. And if you don't understand how you're experiencing life and then how that affects the other person, it can really be detrimental to your success. And also, we look at causes, symptoms, and solutions. And then also look at your own blind spots, because we all have blind spots in our communication. But guess what? Some people say, well, that's just how I am, all right? And I've said that, I'm just red, I'm just bottom line. But guess what? That's 1/4 of the people that we talk to. So 75% of the people are not like that. So if I'm Jamar Brown as a high red person trying to sell my business to people that are yellow, blue, and green, and I don't understand how to talk to them in their language, guess what? I am not as effective as I could be. And that's really the power of this program. So here's what we're going to do. 2 minutes, I'm going to talk to you about the ideal referral, and that is individuals and sales. What I want to do for anybody in this room, I'll offer you a free 30-minute evaluation. I guarantee you that 30 minutes, I will tell you something that could be extremely powerful for your business. I don't just do selling in color. I coach on sales and leadership and motivation. And so take advantage of that 30-minute time period. I'm also looking for sales team referrals, organizational teams, and also for stars, everybody on the Facebook world. I also will offer you a 10% referral fee on any business that I pick up based on your referral. And some of these contracts can be pretty significant. We'll get on to the details separately. So that's the Selling in Color program. I highly encourage you to take advantage, get started today, don't wait, set up a 30-minute evaluation. And the last thing I want to do before I wrap up and take a couple of questions is share with you 3 resources that I think could be beneficial. One is the first book that I wrote. This is called What's Your Sales Story? My daughter's on the cover because it's about the power of your why. But it really tells a story of my experience going from last place in sales to #1 in the country. So if you're struggling right now in sales or in your business, I highly recommend this book. This is an anti-bullying children's book that I wrote because I was just sick and tired of hearing about the pain kids are going through when they go to school, when they get bullied. So I wrote a book about the power of the mind to help children understand that they really have control over their life, but they can control their mind. So take a look at that book. And the last book is a Break It Down Brown, Volume 1 book, which is all about change your perspective, change your life. It's a motivational book designed to help you change your perspective and change your life. So that said, I want to thank all of you this morning. Thank Stars, thank the Facebook audience. Take advantage of that 30-minute evaluation, and I just appreciate everyone's time. Thank you.
2 minutes. There we go. First question. Got it right.
Yes, Shop.
Does your daughter know about the journal?
My daughter does know about the journals. She actually, a couple years ago, started to read one, but my writing is so bad, she read it and then kind of put it down. But they're in the safe, and I literally have business ideas, my family story, everything in there. So I highly recommend it to anybody. Just journal your life to your kids or anybody you want to leave a legacy for. Sean?
Is selling in color as effective over the phone, or is it better in person, or?
You know, you can do it both ways. I think in person is always best because we can role play different things and we can sort of hash out things. But, you know, now there's Zoom, there's Facebook Live, our iPhone Live, whatever it's called, things like that. Yes, Johnson. Oh.
So on your 30-minute free consultation, what should someone expect? What should a business owner expect?
I would expect you should come prepared to discuss what your business is and what some of the key challenges are and be completely transparent. And then we're going to hash out and try to uncover, okay, what is really the main issue? Because there's symptoms to your business, right? But then there's the underlying issue. I help you uncover the underlying issue and then put together a very simple plan to address that with selling in color or any other solution that might be appropriate.
Paul.
Real quick, I am very red.
Okay.
How much does your program cost?
You know, roughly. You know, I don't like to answer the cost question because there's different levels of it, right? There's the corporate level and then there's the stars level. And so if you're interested, take 30 minutes and we'll discuss what kind of program you want and we'll work out something that makes sense for you.
So let's join STAR. Last question, Marilyn.
Yeah.
Where can I find your books?
Oh, great question. All the books are on Amazon.com. I also brought a few copies today. You want to buy the books, they're all $15 each. So you come and see me after the program and you can pick it up today. I'll sign it and then I'll talk to you about it as well. So I'd love to get people's reactions.
Cases or American?
Let's give it up.
All right.
Jamar Brown! Jamar Brown, everybody! Woo! Thank you, Jamar.